Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome. This has just arrived and just in time for me to make it the very last unboxing that will be filmed on this table, hopefully. So we'll talk about that on the Monday stream, but for now, we're going to unbox Fall of Saigon, 1972 to 1975. This is the latest expansion for Fire in the Lake, a coin series game about the war in Vietnam by Mark Herman and Volko Ruhnke. And both the game, Fire in the Lake, and the expansion, Fall of Saigon, are by those two esteemed gentlemen. So what this does is very interesting, actually, because the main game, Fire in the Lake, actually ends around 1972. It's a little abstract, but it basically ends around 1972. And this expansion will allow you to expand the game forward and experience those final 3 years before the titular Fall of Saigon. There's another expansion called Sovereign of Discord, which is in the pipeline from GMT. I don't know where in this production pipeline offhand, but go ahead and check GMT's website for that. But I have no doubt that it will be along before too much longer, which will extend the Vietnam War played via Fire in the Lake earlier, back all the way to, I believe, 1961. So, where there's really nobody, the only Americans there at that point are basically just the military advisors. So, Fall of Saigon, 72 to 75. This is unusually, I think, for GMT, not an expansion that just comes in a Ziploc bag. It comes in its own 2-inch GMT box coin expansion. So I do have Fire in the Lake. I got the chance to play Fire in the Lake not too long ago at Buckeye Game Fest earlier this year, and I had a good time with it, so I am happy to pick up the expansions as well. I don't have the Trung Solo bot, which is a new bot that replaces the traditional flowchart-based solitaire system. If you're going to do Fire in the Lake solitaire, I would think you would be especially interested in that product. So before we fiddle around much longer, let's open her up and take a look at what we get. I'm curious to see the amount of materials here because it's in its own box. And the box cover looks good, but it kind of looks like an expansion box cover, right? I mean, it doesn't look like a cover that stands on its own to me. So, opening her up, we have a decent amount of material. This is a 2-inch box. Fire in the Lake itself comes in a 3-inch box. And if I had to guess, I think that it sounds like this would all fit back in the main box along with Fire in the Lake, but I could be wrong about that, and my Fire in the Lake's packed up, so I can't tell you. All right, so we have a playbook. We have, which looks like it's 36 pages. 36 pages, full color. Jacquard solitaire system designed by Bruce Mansfield. So that's interesting. So they have named the solitaire system here. So we have a multiplayer Fall of Saigon example here. Taisan solitaire example of play. We've got some explanations of cards. So, Armor Strategies by Jason Carr, Card Selection Strategy by Joe Dewhurst, Black April Strategy by Joe Dewhurst, Event Text Tips and Background. Okay, so we got a bunch of those. And we got a lot of cards with this, too. There's what looks to be about 100 cards. And there's also these larger format cards, which I believe are for the solitaire system. I wonder if these are the tarot-sized cards. And we do get a baggie of blocks, which include, if I could get it open with my ham-like fingers, which do include, I believe these are to represent tanks. So we've got a baggie of those as well. This actually was not sealed, which is not really a big deal here. We've got the cards, so we're going to look at the cards in a minute. Here is the Fall of Saigon Taisan card-based non-player rules and reference booklet. Okay, so this sounds like if you're playing with bots, you will use this book. And this is same paper quality, 20 pages, full color. Looks good, a lot of text. We have the expansion rules, which feels like about 12 pages, and it is. Again, full color, nice paper. This is standard weight paper for GMT. There's nothing like special about it necessarily, but it's fine. It's matte finish paper too, which I prefer. Okay. We have a change to the initiative track for this, which is interesting. Okay. New terms. setup and scenarios. Okay, so we got a lot of that. Here is a sheet of counters and other stuff. Okay, so we have the new initiative track. I'm not sure how this works, but we'll find out when we play the thing. We've got some markers for different things, destroyed and captured. Looks like those are captured tanks. And we've got some, like, the larger pre-rounded series markers. This came right out. And this big track here is for U.S. posture. And this is on a very thick, not very thick, but thick, the new GMT Brown Core stock that's pretty thick. We've got some cards. These are the action menus. Vietcom, Republic of Vietnam, United States, and North Vietnam here. So it's actually well designed so that the one side is on the outside and the other side is on the inside. So you've got that. Here's the Black April Tayson non-player aid card if you're playing that option. Okay. Looks like with the non-player Republic of Vietnam and North Vietnam. Okay. And we've got a couple of player aids for the extended scenario coup round and for the Paris peace. So I believe how this is going to work is there is a separate mechanism that occurs at the end of the game, which is the Paris peace talks, and this runs that thing. Here's the non-player coup round instructions, which look like they take 4-player extended scenarios. So you can play this like it's not standalone. You need Fire in the Lake to play it, but you can play the Fall of Saigon scenarios and only do 72 to 75. Or you can add it to the end of your already existing Fire in the Lake game. There's Tayson, extended non-player aid card. Okay, so we have more information about this. I'm particularly curious from a mechanical standpoint to see what the these new solitaire rules look like. Because I don't have the Trung expansion, I can't tell you what that's like. So I am going to need to cut this open off camera, aren't I? Okay, so here's the larger cards. And again, I think these are for the solitaire rules. And these look like tarot-sized cards. Yeah, so we have US A, B, C, D, E, F, Arvin, M, NVA, VC, and then you got one at the end. These look like, I mean, there's information. Oh, there's AA on the back. And say ZZ on the back of these. So these look like they replace, this is very interesting. These look like they kind of replace the flow charts, these cards. Okay. And then the regular sized cards, a bunch of them are just going to be like standard coin event cards. But I noticed at the end here, we also have a USBB, which seems to go with the tarot sized cards. And then we have a separate deck of events for Fall of Saigon, right? And this looks like, again, roughly 100 cards right here. So a whole new set of events to play with in this period. Feel free to correct me in the comments on this if anybody's taken a deeper look at this than I have. But it kind of sounds like when you start in 1972, you use this deck, and when you start at an earlier period with an earlier Fire in the Lake scenario and you hit 1972, it sounds like you swap it out for this deck. Alright, so this has been a quick look at Fall of Saigon, brand new from GMT Games, designers Mark Herman and Volko Ruhnke. I personally, at least once Salvador Discord is out, would definitely be up for a giant weekend-long coin orgy of the entire thing from 1961 to 1975. I think that would be really cool. As you see sometimes, though, it's a little hard to predict the length of coin games. That might last a whole weekend, or it might be done in 3 hours. You never know. Sometimes you have a clean victory before you thought that would be possible. In pretty much all coin games that I've played anyway, and I haven't played them all, but I've played 2 more now than I had at the beginning of the year, beginning of 2022. So Fall of Saigon, 4 Fire in the Lake, new expansion. Check it out. Thank you very much for watching. If you have found this video helpful or informative, please do give it a thumbs up. If you would like to help support the channel, please check out the links in the video description. I'd like to give a shout out to the patrons of Ardwulf's Lair, without whose assistance it would not be possible to do this and other types of content. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy wargaming.